Tackle junkies, what's going on, fellas? We'll appreciate you guys clicking on the video. Today we're out here at the farm ponds. We're going to try to tackle this cold front. Hang with me. Hey guys, believe it or not, it was like 70s, almost 80 degrees like a couple weeks ago. Yesterday, was it yesterday? No, I was washing trucks on Tuesday. It was like a high of like 40 degrees, blowing 20 out of the north, snowing, got down to like 28 degrees. And then yesterday, I think it was only a high close to 50, low of 30 last night. So I'm sure that dropped the water temp just a little bit. So I'm not really sure how the bite's even going to be today. And I did bring my mystery tackle box out here. This is the Elite box. And we're going to see if there's something in here that I can possibly catch a fish on today. To be honest, guys, I've not peeked in the box yet. And we're just going to see, like I said, there's something in here that will work. And we'll just go from there. But if you guys would like to get your first box for as little as 10 bucks. And guys, there could be a little giveaway in this video. But if you'd like to get your first box for as little as 10 bucks, you guys can use code TJ81 over there at MTB. Like I said, to get your first box for as little as 10 bucks. I don't believe that code works over at Carl's. It's at MTB. Just hit the link down below. Like I said, use my code and you get your first box for as little as 10 bucks. If you guys are not familiar with MTB, it is a tackle subscription that's delivered to your doorstep every month. There's different species that you can choose from as well, from catfish, panfish, bass, and things like that. So definitely check it out. Again, linked down below. A big shout out to MTB for sponsoring today's video. Let's check out what's in the box here. And like I said, guys, I would like to give a box away to one of you guys in this video. As soon as this video hits 500 likes, I'll use a random comment generator and we'll pick a winner for this box. So definitely be a subscriber, like the video, leave a comment down below. You have to leave a comment because that's how I'll choose a winner. There's always a card in here that tells you what you get. The Elite box comes pretty loaded down with tackle, man. Okay, here is the what's inside card. And I do believe, yeah. Let's see here. There's a link down below here. Code not working. Visit this link about my box. If you see that down there, there's a little link that will tell you about your box, okay? But I'll go ahead and put this up here so you guys can pause that and to see the prices and what's in the box. Nice variety here, though, in the Elite. I believe this is like my third or fourth Elite box. And for like the last 10, 12 years, whatever it's been, I've always got the Pro and the regular. So I did step it up to the Elite, and so far I'm really happy with it. First up is the Live Target Frog, $13.49. That's a smaller size as well, which I do like that. I don't have many of the small sizes or smaller sizes, so this should work right out here at the ponds. Not saying it's going to work today, but that's one option there. The Frog Live Target. That's the popper. The Scott Martin, as you know, the Scott Martin hollow body popper. All right. Hopefully he's jacking them today because I did pick him fancy fishing. All right. Then we got, oh man, it's gonna be hard for me not to pick this one. We got the Weston Bass Bite, little square bill. Square bills, though, in this pond here with a lot of grass and all that in there and not being that deep, I don't think square bill would be a good choice today. But I'm definitely digging that color for sure. That goes for 12 bucks. Definitely digging that color. Little Weston. All right, Guggen Squad Plopper, or Blooper. Blooper it's called. Little blooper, little topwater popper. I just don't think topwater is going to be on right now, especially after this cold front. So we're going to pass on the square bill and the topwater. Excite Baits Reflex Swim Jig. Now swim jig could be the deal. That's an option for sure. A little swim jig that goes for 6 bucks. Semantis Baits Craw 2.0. This goes for 6 bucks as well. All right, little craw there. Okay, we got some Woo Tungsten mixer pack. So a couple tungsten weights here. All right. Then we got Biospawn Plasma Tail. This could be the deal today. Little plasm tail, shaky head worm. You guys know I'm a big fan of the Biospawn stuff. Love tossing a shaky head as well. I'm not a big finesse guy, but when it comes to needing to throw, you know, a finesse presentation, it's normally a shaky head for me. So this could be a player today, and does look like we have some shaky heads in here as well. The hard hat, jigs, a bump, cap. All right, so we got some shaky heads here. That could be the deal today. And then we have some Harmony offset worm hooks, a couple in there as well. Of course, you get your sticker in here, little Dibble Digest tips and tricks. Definitely check that out as well. But guys, we don't want to spend too much more time talking about the baits. Let's start fishing the baits. I do believe with the conditions that we have right now, we're going to go with the shaky head worm and the bump cap here. So a little shaky head. Let's see if that gets it done out here. All right, one mistake that I already made. I did not bring a spinning rod, which it's not a huge deal. This shaky head here is a 1/4 ounce. So that with the worm, you know, I should be able to throw that on a medium heavy casting rod. Okay, but pound test, the reel has a lot to do with it as well. But you do need to make sure that your rod will load a lighter lure. Now this one here, this medium heavy does load a 1/4, and this one here, both of these load a 1/4. One's got 12-pound test, one has 15, both Seagar and Vizx. So I do believe one of those combos should work. Let's go ahead and try this one right here, which is this is a 7.3 medium heavy, fast action. Got a Cinco on here. Let's try rigging it on this rod here. Like I said, you don't always have to have a spinning combo for a shaky head. Now, lighter weights and all that, obviously you're going to want a lighter rod, lighter line. So you would definitely need a spinning combo if you're going to toss like a 16th or an 1/8, maybe even 3/16. This really depends how good you are with a baitcaster, and if you have a baitcaster that will toss that light of lure. But just your standard like 100 size reel, we'll have a hard time tossing something pretty light, so you'll want a spinning combo. But like I said here, 1/4 ounce with the worm, we should be able to toss that on casting gear, no problem. And really, what is a shaky head? Really what it is, it's just a jig head that allows your bait to be up off the bottom. So if you were to Texas rig a straight tail worm, it's going to lay flat on the bottom. So with this hook right here, it'll allow your bait to be up off the bottom, but the plastic itself does play a role in this as well. Okay, you want some sort of floating plastic. Okay, it doesn't have to be a full floating worm with no salt. It can have some salt in it, but the more salt you have is going to make it a sinking worm. So less salt is better in a shaky head worm, and the plasma tail here does not have a ton of salt in it, so this is a great choice for a shaky head worm. Again, you're just looking for something that does not have a lot of salt, and it doesn't have to be a worm. You know, most guys put a worm on a shaky head, but you can put a craw or really anything you want to put on a shaky head that you want up off the bottom. But again, we're going with the plasma tail here today, 6.5 on the 1/4 ounce shaky head. I do like it's got a screw keeper on there. So let's get that rigged up. All right, we got our jig head tied on with a Palomar knot. Let's crack open these plasma tails here. I got your screw keeper, your worm here. Try to push that spring in there just to get it started, and then just twist it on there. And what I'll do is I'll look for that seam line to make sure I'm rigging it straight here. Right there, okay? Now this one, you don't go all the way through. What you do is you just kind of line it up and you hold the hook along the bait there. And that's how you want to insert the hook in the plastic. You don't want to bring it all the way through. Just like that. So the worm is straight and the hook point is right there. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that tail is sticking straight up. So when do I use a shaky head? Now, keep in mind, this pond here is very small, okay? This is not a bait that I'm going to use you know, to cover a lot of water. But like I said, this pond's very small. I can cover this entire pond within an hour or so, okay? But if I'm, that's a bite right there. That's a little bluegill. You're a little bluegill, get off there. But if I'm on a bigger body of water and I'm trying to cover water, definitely not my bait of choice, okay? Especially in dirtier water. Now, if I'm fishing an area that's got a lot of stumps in it or something like that, you know, I know there's fish in that area, it wouldn't be a bad bait to start out with, okay? But definitely not a bait that I'm going to use to cover water on a big body of water, especially, like I said, in dirtier water. Now, in clear water, you can probably get away with it if you're on, you know, a good area. Let's say you got a rock pile or, you know, a brush pile, something like that. You can use the shaky head to work that area. But am I going to use a shaky head to find that area? You know, definitely not, just because it's just way too slow. So for me, I like to use a shaky head when I'm on fish and they're just not biting, or if I know a stump's in the area, like right here, you know, I can throw up to this stump here, throw past it, I can work my bait to it, and then once I get to that stump, like I said, I can let it fall, and then I can work the bait by that stump. And what's nice about a shaky head is I can just shake that slack, and that tail's down there dancing. So I can actually move the bait without moving it out of the strike zone. That's what's really great about a shaky head. So I'm going to use it, like I said, really to follow up, or if I'm in an area that I know has fish, they're just not biting, again, I'll work that shaky head around them stumps, rocks, whatever it may be, docks, things like that. But definitely not a bait I'm going to use to cover water, just because you just can't cover water fast enough with a bait like this. Now, if you're power fishing it like I am, using casting gear, a bit heavier weight, of course you can cover more water than using, I had another bite there, than using a lighter weight, you know, with a spinning rod. But still, not how I like to fish to cover a lot of water. When I need to slow down and really work an area, this is really my go-to finesse presentation. Hey, I got some bluegill that keep messing with me. So in a nutshell, like I was saying, guys, in a nutshell, definitely not a great bait to cover water with, but great follow-up bait, great to work around, you know, cover and things like that when you know fish are in the area. As far as when I throw them, basically anytime I'm having a hard time getting a bite, I'll pull out the shaky head. You guys know I'm a power fisherman. I love fishing shallow, love fishing fast. But if I'm trying to get bit and I can't, I will scale back to a shaky head. Not a big finesse guy, but I do love tossing a shaky head. I love that little plasma tail. I will say this one here, you can see this one here is a 90. Normally the shaky heads that I use, okay, the eye comes straight out, or they're more at like a 60, where you don't get all that grass and stuff caught on that head. I'll show you guys some different heads that I use here in a bit. Yeah, see, it just catches stuff and hangs right on that eye. We're switching heads. Let's see here, I do believe that's in, I think it's in our, nope, not in our terminal box. And guys, if you've not seen the video on this bag and all the tackle packed in it, I did a whole series. Definitely check that out. I'll link it down below. Okay, let me show you guys a couple of different ones that I use. All right, we got the Picasso in here. It's the 60-degree horizontal line tie. That's a tungsten head there. Okay, then we also have the Owner Finesse ball head. Now this one here is not your typical shaky head. Okay, but we'll get into this one here in a second. Almost a straight line tie, and it's vertical. Okay, now what's happening with this one right here, and the 60 is going to be, you know, the same deal. But when you have, you know, grass and vegetation, things like that on the bottom, when you don't have a clean bottom and you're dragging a jig head, okay, you have a spot here where it's going to collect. Okay, so anytime you don't have a clean bottom, you really don't want that 90 or even a 60-degree line tie. Okay, now if I'm coming through vegetation, I do like the vertical line tie, But if I have a clean bottom, okay, and I'm around wood, okay, I like the 60 or a 90, but I like a horizontal line tie. It rolls over wood much better, or the vertical, okay, kind of wants to roll on you, and that could get you snagged up. So again, if I have a clean bottom around wood, I do like a 60 or a 90 horizontal line tie, okay? If I have, you know, grass and vegetation, things like that on the bottom, so if I'm coming through vegetation, okay, I definitely want a vertical line tie, but I want my line tie as straight as possible, so there's nowhere for that grass to collect on the head. Okay, and like I said, this one here is not your typical shaky head, but if you're using a plastic that will float, okay, it'll still stand up. This one here has an EWG hook on it here, so you can rig it weedless. Just a great head, been using it for years. Fantastic out here at the ponds when I don't have a clean bottom, or again, I'm wanting to, you know, work that through grass. I love this line tie on here. So let's get that one tied on. Now I'm going to try and put this on the same combo. I'm expecting a backlash because this is only an 1/8 ounce. But if I have to, I'll switch to a different reel that's got a 12-pound test on it. But to rig this up here, you'll see here is the distance from the head to the bend. That's what you want to go in here. And I'll just find the seam line here where we know we're rigging it straight. Okay. Go in, out on the seam line. Make sure it's no more than the distance from here to here, okay? Slide that up, rotate it around, then you'll just line it up here, go in on the seam, come out on the seam, like so, nice and straight, and then you can just bury the tip, just like that. Now all we have on here is an 1/8 ounce weight and our plasma tail, okay? Baitcaster here is rated for 1/4 ounce at a minimum. So what that's saying is anything less than that's not enough weight to load that tip. So most likely, especially a beginner, is going to backlash. But the trick to throwing something lighter than what the rod is rated for is to do a fast sidearm, okay? You don't want to go over your head, just a fast sidearm, okay? I got the reel somewhat loose here, okay? Here we go. Okay, pretty decent cast, no backlash, but yeah, just a fast sidearm is a great way to toss a, you know, lighter lure than what the rod is recommended for. Mission is one fish. We're no longer looking for, as soon as I said that, we got one. Get in here, get in here. Yeah, boy. We got one. We got one. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Not a keeper. Man, you're cold too. You are cold. Not a keeper. But she saved the day. Thank you, baby. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's a crappie. That's a crappie. Big Mike will be proud. Big Mike will be proud of me. Look at the size of that crappie. Look at the size of that crappie. There we go. Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Big Mike, that crappie is for you, man. That crappie is for you. That was a big freaking snake. Getting a little warm out here. Fellas, I don't know, man. Whew. It's hot. Now it's hot. Started off cold. Now it's hot. I'm all sweat. And I ain't catching no fish. Not catching any fish. We got 2 fish. A snake about ate me alive. But that's it, dude. I don't know. And I kind of anticipated the bite being this slow coming out here today with a cold front that blew in here. And I hate when I'm right. You know, it don't happen too often, but I do believe I was right on that one. Now, the old lady's gonna tell you like I'm never right, but I mean, we know I'm right majority of the time, right? So, yeah, guys, slow bite out here today. I mean, only caught the 2 fish on the shaky head. You know, could I have caught them better on a reaction type bait? I mean, I don't know. But I mean, normally you can always catch them on a shaky head. So the fact I only caught 2 fish, I didn't even catch anything out of this pond. You know, caught the 2 over on the bigger pond behind me here. So could I have caught them on, top water? Definitely not. The square bill, possibly. But like I said, if they're not biting the shaky head, most likely the bite just would have been off today. And that's the excuse I'm using. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going with. Real fast, I want to go over the gear that I was using. I told you guys I would do that in every fishing video. Even though this really wasn't much of a fishing video, we're still going to go over the gear that we used. Now, this wasn't the ideal setup for a shaky head, but it worked. Now, it was a bit sketchy on the lighter head, but again, it still worked. You have to know how to toss a lighter lure, lighter than what the rod is recommended for. Like I said, this right here is only recommended for a 1/4. This head is an 1/8. Plus you have the weight of the worm, but we still got it done with 15-pound test Seagar in VizX. The rod here is a 7'3" medium heavy power fast action. It's a Helios SX. We have the SX reel in a 7'3". Again, that's 15-pound Seagar in VizX. Like I said, with a lighter head here, you know, I probably would have went with a spinning combo and either, I'm gonna say anywhere from 10 to 12-pound test fluorocarbon would be my go-to line on a spinning setup for a shaky head, you know, with that weight. But like I said, we got it done here with a medium heavy fast casting combo. And like I said, we didn't get it done fishing though. We only caught them 2 jokers. It is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know there wasn't a lot of fish catching action, but hopefully you guys, you know, learned a thing or two, whether it be, you know, the jig heads or how to fish a shaky head or whatever. And believe me, those tips do work, how to fish shaky head. They just didn't work that great today. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up. Once we reach 500 likes, I will pick a random comment and ship out that box to one of you guys. Really appreciate you guys clicking on the video. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up. We will see you guys on the next one.